Hello, gentle viewers. This is of Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. It wasn't too long ago that we were the head coach, not head coach, this is baseball, not football, the manager and GM of the Detroit Tigers. However, after a pretty bad first season, they decided to fire us, and that's where we find ourselves today. We are going to try to build the Dodgers and win a World Series and hopefully win it against the fucking Tigers. Because they're probably going to make the playoffs the next 10 seasons because of what I've already done for them. But I think I have job security here. I think they gave me a couple of years. No, they just gave me one. Yikes. So, we need to hire some coaches. And right now, everyone is amazing, but that is probably going to change. So let's talk about Bob Rhodes. And then let us immediately discard Bob Rhodes as a possibility here. You're a bad teacher. You're a bad teacher. Yeah. I'm just going to hire new coaches. I'm not going to mess around with... Who do we have a pending offer to? No. Withdraw. That's dumb. We want to get significantly better, right? So, I don't want GM ratings, I want coach ratings. And Bob Harmon is our choice. Oh, that's why there's like nobody there. It's the filter. I will happily take Leon Cadore. Alright. We need a hitting coach. So one thing I discovered, and I talked about this in one of my Pirates videos, is that mechanics apparently help you get big jumps. But I'd rather just have development, especially because we're having a lot of young players. So we're going to go ahead and offer to Bill McCabe. I need a first base coach. Are we any good at teaching anything right now? McBride is a decent teacher, but Daly is kind of trash. So we definitely want... I think Bill Ludwig would be perfect for what we're looking for. I'm not really paying attention to personalities right now. I just want the best possible coaching staff. And then I'll worry later on about what we can do next. Raleigh, you son of a bitch, you're in. We're going to go with John Flynn. I don't know if he'll sign, but we're going to try it. And then Larry Gardner as a pitching coach. So we've got offers out to all the coaches, and we can worry about that later on. So what do we have to work with in a team? What we have is pretty okay in a lot of ways, but maybe not outstanding. So we right now have 3 players that are all pretty talented. Hey, it's old friend Tony Piette. I remember you. We have Dib Williams. A pretty good second baseman. He's not outstanding, but he's good. We have Freddy Lindstrom, the old man of the group, who's already 35. We have Augie Galan. That's probably short for like August or Augustus or something. A pretty solid first baseman. Oh gosh, sorry. I promise I went through puberty a long time ago. We have Tommy Henrik, who is probably the best overall hitter on our team. And we have Jeff Heath, who is also good. But the important thing to note here is that a lot of our players aren't, like, amazing. They're merely pretty good. Which means there's definitely room for improvement, and we're probably going to want to try to get ourselves a superstar sooner rather than later. We have a bunch of then solid players that all could serve various possible roles. We have a lot of outfielders. I don't know what the game's obsession with outfielders is, but it is what it is. We don't have lots of depth, though. And so that is going to be... We need a couple more players that are like stars, but what we really, really need is we need to make sure that we get more depth. We need more reliability from the players we've already got. But turning to pitching, we are in pretty fantastic shape. We have 3 amazing starting pitchers already, plus a pretty good one. Plus, yeah, whatever. And we probably have way too many good relievers. And so this is probably our team's biggest strength, as we've got a truly outstanding cadre of pitchers. And we don't need this many relievers. I rest assured some of these relievers will not be on this team by opening day. Now, in the minors, we don't really have much. I would say our biggest immediate need is for a shortstop. Because, like, Billy Rogel is okay. But it's hard to get excited about him. He's more of a third baseman than a shortstop, quite frankly. I'm starting to think that our number 1 trade target is probably going to be Piet. Because his offensive profile isn't strong enough when I could just move Rogel back to third and take advantage of his superior third base play, and that would at least solve one of our problems. So, the next thing I want to discuss is the draft. Because I was planning the draft based on us being the first overall pick, and now we're down to the 6th overall pick. Which is not a bad thing, but it is going to limit our options by the time we actually do get to pick. So let's take a look. So, this is a really deep draft for pitchers, which is actually good news for us. I don't feel particularly driven to take a pitcher, which should mean that hopefully 1 or 2 of the better hitters will fall to us. That's what I'm hoping. I can't promise it'll happen, but that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, say, a Warren Spahn, a Ewell Blackwell, an Allie Reynolds, or a Hank Borowy will all be taken before we pick at number 6, so that we can basically have the hitters that we want. Johnny Pesky is probably the player that would both fill an immediate need and give us more flexibility. He's not an amazing shortstop. A lot of players won't play with less than a 70 range, I guess. But his offensive profile is something we could definitely use because we don't have a great contact hitter. We have some good ones. We don't have a great one. Johnny Pesky could be a tremendous leadoff guy for the Brooklyn Dodgers. I think it's weird not to say Boston Red Sox, but it'd be like that sometimes. And I think he would be probably our ideal first-round pick. If we don't get Mr. Pesky here, I'm probably not going to take Johnny Lepon. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's 6th overall pick good. Let's talk about the other players ahead of him. First of all, it's a lot of outfielders. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because as much as I complain about having lots of outfielders, actually, I don't think I'd want to take an outfielder. Game, why would you do this to me? I don't think Jeff Heath is a little overrated. I frankly would replace him given the opportunity. Not Tommy Henrich, but Jeff Heath is kind of the weakest link. So, like, a Hoot Evers would be a pretty good choice as well. Plus, he's got the flexibility to move around if we need him to. I like Evers a lot. However, Evers doesn't help us right now because of his weak contact. He would have to spend some time percolating in the minors before he'd be ready for the majors. Thurman Tucker is a phenomenal center fielder with incredible speed, and he'd be a good on-base guy. I love that. I love it a lot. But I want somebody who can help us right now, and right now his path will be blocked by Freddy Lindstrom. Now, of course, we could trade Freddy Lindstrom. Because Lindstrom is a bit of a one-trick pony, and that he hits contact and hits the odd double. And that's fine. I'm not going to trade Freddy Lindstrom. I think he's too important to the Dodgers. I don't want to piss off the fans too much. Ron Northey is a pretty decent player, but it's hard to get excited about him. Tommy Holmes would be a solid choice. But honestly, the only hitter here that I'm really excited about is Pesky and then Evers. And Evers wouldn't be able to play this season. I don't know if Pesky makes it to us, though. They project me getting Thurman Tucker. I find it hard to believe that the top 5 teams all have perfect pitching. Would I take a pitcher? Because this draft is very top-heavy in terms of batting, and because, Thurman Tucker would be a great choice if I didn't have Freddy Lindstrom. But I do have Freddy Lindstrom, and I don't think I'd do that. Then maybe we do actually take a pitcher. And just take our already amazing advantage and push it one step further. Because once you get pitchers involved, this draft looks a whole lot deeper. Now, I don't think the mock draft is going to work out this way. I genuinely do not believe that none of the top 5 players will take a pitcher. But it's also looking increasingly like Pesky won't fall to us. And Pesky would be the ideal choice. He's the perfect fit. If I had trading draft picks on, I might even consider trading up. But, wow, that plane was loud. But I don't really think that's something I'm concerned about. So what if we don't get Pesky? Is there a shortstop in the draft that's worthy of our attention? Johnny Lepon is fine. He's better than what we've got now, but he's very, very raw. He's going to need time to bake before we can turn him loose. Nanny Fernandez is gross. I don't like anything about him, really. So the less said about him, the better. Yeah. Friends, this is not great. This is not a great draft for shortstops. So we're going to find our shortstop somewhere else. But yeah, I could very easily see us taking a pitcher just because of how shallow this draft is in terms of hitting. If you're even a 1% better defender, I'd consider you. Oh, excuse me. We can also trade for a shortstop, and that might actually be our better choice. We're cutting ticket prices. Well, fine. We've got plenty of money, so we're going to invest it intelligently. Let's go ahead and jump through the awards, because I don't think there's anything else I want to do before that. People are probably going to sign. Larry, what did I even offer you? I genuinely don't remember what offer I made for you. What are you? Did I offer you first base coach? Oh no, I offered him a pitching coach job. No, I didn't. Personnel. No. Staff search. No. How the heck do you get back to... There you go. Oh no, I did offer him pitching coach. Why the hell did I offer him pitching coach? He's not a very good pitching coach. Yeah, I'm just not going to bother with him. That was silly. Oh, you know what? I did offer him for a pitching coach because I had to. So you're going to go pitching coach. I'm going to give you 3,000 because I think you're worth it, because I think you have better tasks available to you down the line. Luther, my buddy, you're a really good assistant GM. I am willing to give you an extension. Fine. Okay. Bill, don't be like that. Just take my offer. You should play for me for free. Or coach for me for free. Fine. 2,000. We got Gardner. So as soon as we get our first base coach locked in. Awesome. All right. So we're going to immediately come over here, and we're going to start setting up some people here. Ludwig is outstanding, and he's legendary. Outstanding. Oh no, we can't do that. I probably don't need Daly anymore. I should probably consider firing him. Talking about people to fire... no. Absolutely not. You're gone. You're awful. You are the literal worst. Especially when a guy like Walter Clarkson is hanging around here. He has favorability, which isn't ideal. So maybe we actually take Walt Kinney because he favors tools. You're a tool. Sorry. But he's such a damn good scout. I'm going to pick Clarkson because he's overall better at the two categories that matter. And because I think we're going to want to be leaning ability in the short term anyway. Because we're not far from contending. So I'm going to take Clarkson and we're going to sign him. I think I'm also going to get rid of this awful team trainer. And we're going to get a new trainer too. There's not a lot of great trainers, but they're all better than the guy I just fired. So, I am most concerned about arm injuries. Because we've got a lot of great pitchers, but they're not going to be great if, they blow out their arms. So let's start by sorting by preventing arm injuries. I think I want to take Fidel Hermosillo because he's the best coach at both rehabbing arm injuries and stopping them from happening in the first place. So I think he's our call. Fidel, join the team, please. Also, don't secretly be Fidel Castro, please. That would be very embarrassing to me. Wait, it's saying that one of my spots is just vacant. I thought I offered somebody the pitching coach job. Didn't I? I'll take Bob Harmon. Alright. Well, I'm going to look at all the awards once we're done. Okay, I feel a lot better about pretty much everything now. You got to give a new scout a great budget. So, I'm going to give you... I'm going to wait, actually. No, I'm going to give you the money now. Because salaries just aren't that expensive. So, it's silly for us to just, hang on to money. And then go ahead and give me $80,000 for player development. Still lots of money, by the way, that we can invest shrewdly. Good for Mo Franklin. I've never been prouder of a player whose name I've never heard before and will probably never hear again. That's not true. He's not the worst player in history. He's just not very good. Okay. So let's check out the news. And let's see if any of my Detroit Tigers won any awards. I don't even know why I'm bothering to check. Hey, look, Hal Trotsky won a Gold Glove. There you go. Any Tigers here? Sure not. Someone remarked that the Browns got both Babe Ruth and Stan Musial, and it's disgusting. Good for Tex Carlton. You know what? He's turned into quite the capable starting pitcher, and I'm happy for him. Let's go to Hall of Fame voting. Why, game? What is it that freaking possesses you to think that I want even more relievers? I will never understand why you would ever spend any money on free agents, to be honest. It's just dumb. Oh, let's do 107.4 here, too. It's nice to have money again. That was weird that the Tigers invested so heavily and were so expensive. That's probably why I got fired. Like, I know the team wasn't very good, but it wasn't supposed to be. And if the owner can't see that, then, well, he can go fuck himself. Doc Ayers, yes, please. I will vote for Dave Bancroft. I think Pete Donahue's been done a bit dirty. Jimmy Dykes can get in. Burley Grimes for certain. I love the symmetry of going 254, 254. Charlie Holliker, Dutch Leonard, Rabbit Moranville. I think Bob Musil has high home run totals, so I will give him some consideration. Not Irish Musil, though. Fuck that guy. I have nothing against him. He's just not as good. Yeah, George Sisler deserves to buy a little bit. Just a little bit. I've got other spots left on my ballot. I'd vote for Red Smith. He's a worthy Hall of Famer. Gotta love me some Ray Schalk. If I can get this stuff out of my eyes. I'm not opposed to Sam Rice. I just don't think he's good enough for the Hall. Because... Actually, I do think he's good enough for the Hall. I just don't think he's going to get it. Let me guess. He's got a lot of walks. Not a lot of walks, but a fair few. Yeah, I think I've got everybody that I intended to vote for. I don't really see anybody else here to get excited about. Howard Emke just misses the cut for me. Because this is a ridiculously deep Hall of Fame ballot. And he's also, like, I'm pretty sure that he's going to get to 5%. And I'd like to start seeing some of this clear up. I mean, it's fair to ask, what did Donahue do better than he did, other than pitch fewer innings? But Donahue had a really great peak. Plus, I drafted him. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'll vote for Frank Allen. I think he could be a good choice. And because I've got the empty spots, I'm going to throw a toss to Ray Collins because I think he's severely underrated. But I don't think it's going to help him. I would be stunned if Sisler doesn't make it, though. I would be utterly shocked if he doesn't. Alright, it is draft day. Is there, I mean, really, none of the top 5 teams are going to take a pitcher. That just seems so short-sighted to me. Okay, Pesky did fall to us. That's unexpected. How? Who did people actually take? Okay, one pitcher did go. Wait. Ron Northey was the first overall pick? Hoot Evers. Tommy Holmes. You know what? I'm a smash that button real hard. Because Pesky fills so many critical roles for us, and unlike some of these other rookies, he's ready to go right now. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Now, what else do we want? I don't want a reliever, that's for damn sure. You're a weird dude, Ellis Clary. I don't think I can take you. Peanuts Lowry is just a brutally competent player. He's not great at anything, but he's good at a few things. I could just take Ray Scarborough, but I'm really worried about him. I don't think this is a great, successful skill set. Yeah, he's not going to give up home runs, which is great, but he's also not going to strike anyone out. And you're the same thing, but with lower stamina. Meh. Here's a starter worth taking. I will take Bill Voissel. Hand drafted. I will take Peanuts in the third round. I think he's useful enough that even if he doesn't make the roster, I think he's still decent. I could take Dapper Cliff. I don't think I have much in the way of catching prospects, so sure. We'll take good old Dapper Cliff. I'll take Ray Pote in the 5th round. Why not? And let's look for diamonds in the rough. Okay, there are no diamonds in the rough to be found. Well, alright then. I really do not know how that first round turned out the way that it did, but I'm utterly thrilled that it did. Voissel might actually make the opening day roster too. None of these other guys will, though, and that's a good sign. We got depth. We are a little better off in a few ways, and now I can focus on other areas that we want to improve. I don't want Piet. Like, I think just having him on the roster makes us worse. I'd rather bump Billy Rigel to third and have him play third than... Because Piet just isn't worth it to me. He can't hit the way he used to, and he's not good enough defensively to be worth keeping. I'd rather call up Mo Franklin, and Mo Franklin can be the new Tony Piet. But yeah, I think he's past his prime. Let's see what is on offer. I'll even take on salary for the right player. Pete Fox would be quite an addition to this roster. That is weirdly just not played very often, and I can't figure out why. He's a damn sight better than Jeff Heath. Done. This is a no-brainer. How has Pete Fox been riding the bench for the White Sox? I don't get it. Oh, I guess he hasn't been. No, he has been. Yeah, that's super weird, dude. This now makes Jeff Heath expendable. Because Pete Fox is starting in left field. There's no way I didn't acquire him to just bury him. But again, he gives us that critical on base type gentleman to help us make sure that we're successful. It does deprive us of one of our better power hitters, but I think we've got enough other power hitters that will be okay. I wouldn't mind getting another power hitter. It's just a question of where we would find them. So Billy, I'm going to set you as third base now. Ray Mack is worth keeping because he's a decent second baseman. Roy Hughes is just a decent contact bat, and I think we can do better than that. I'm looking for an upgrade at third base, maybe, or an upgrade. Yeah, let's look at third base for now. None of you are actually third baseman. I would like that known for the record. Yeah, there's not really anybody here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get excited about any of these guys. That's fine. I'm just gonna get rid of Hughes anyway, so let's see if we can acquire a quality player. A catcher wouldn't be bad either, actually. I will take Billy Cox and just stash him in the minors for right now. Because that's just a bit of a depth piece. Tommy Thompson, whatever you might have been one day, you are not any longer. Nobody wants him. I can just release him then. We still have too many outfielders, but it's not egregiously so, and I can always send Tappy right to the minors. Both of y'all suck. Okay. At least Skeeter Newsom is a good defender. That's not nothing. Yeah, it's worth it. And then I'm just going to start cutting people. So long, buddy. Like, nobody's going to give me anything good for these guys. So I'm just going to cut him so I don't have to deal with him. And then we're just going to wait and see who is left. All right. Game. I don't object to getting Sherry Robertson, but I really don't want Jim Brillhart, and I don't want to give up Jeff Heath yet. Yeah, I'm going to keep Jeff Heath as a trade chit. I'm not going to waste him. There's a bunch of people here that I just don't give a shit if they get taken. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any real positives to any of these players, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. Whatever. Let us sim up to spring training, I think. I don't know why you're cutting my budget, but whatever. Sizzler made it. I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised he didn't get 100%, but whatever. Yeah, Hippo Vaughn would have been interesting, but he's a reliever, and an airborne reliever just aren't that important. So I'm not so. I'm actually more surprised he got 60% than he fell off the budget there. I really think Ray Collins genuinely deserved more attention than he got. But it's fine. It's not like something so egregious that I'm going to turn on. Oh, Pie Trainer actually made it. His career did not turn out that great. He was fine, but I completely missed that. I'm a bit more annoyed about a guy like Dave Bancroft, who is... He doesn't look worthy only because of the ridiculous shortstops that are already in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's unfair to punish him for that. I think he definitely deserves it, in my opinion, as an amazing defender who also played really, really well. But he might get in. We'll see. Alright. At least they didn't miss the layup. And that is always good to hear. Nope, I want spring training begins, please. Alright. Immediately, Johnny Pesky. Aren't you meant to be a starter? No, you are meant to be a reliever. That's right. Bill, Mo Franklin. Heck, you know what? Let's make it a nice crowded spring training. You can all get some consideration. I'm not opposed to a guy like Bill Smith just because he's got so much stamina as the last man in a bullpen. I think there's some value in that. Alright. Give me the good scout. And then bench coach, time to earn your paycheck. We will, of course, go 6-man rotation. I'm going to do strict on occasion highest wrestler because I think we have, and then this is going to be no. I don't love Vern Olsen being considered a starter because of his stamina. But I guess he's been a positive contributor now for 3 straight seasons in which he's thrown a fair few innings. So I'm not opposed to it. Wait, what? I actually think this isn't a bad idea. Like, my initial thought was, are you fucking crazy? But he doesn't really have 3 good pitches. He's a side armor. Maybe he would be a good reliever. I had not considered that, but we're going to see what happens. That all looks good. Let's get through spring training, if and you please. Yeah, plus Tommy's actually gaining velocity. Making him, like, our fireman is not the worst idea. Don't sulk. Get it? Get it? I'm hilarious. Okay. Let's start making roster decisions. I don't love Tommy Bridges, but like I said earlier, I guess he's been at least okay. I'm not going to cut bait on him that easily. So let's talk players who definitely are going back to the minors. Beryl Richmond. Bill Poisel is a starter, and I would like you to treat him as such. Please don't make him a reliever again. We just have too damn many relievers. You can go back, you can go back, you can go back. What am I at? 12? I think 10 pitchers is the most we'll need. Especially if they're the right 10 pitchers. I like Bill Swift as a rubber-armed guy out of the pen. So I want to keep him. Gorsica could do with a lot of improvement, which I think he'll get in the minors. I wanted to work on his control. Right now, I don't super trust him, but I would if he got some reps. That puts us at 11, right? I'm not going to actually run 6 starters. I'm only going to run 5. Um... Bob Carpenter, I think, should go back to the minors. Because he's got a lot of improving that he could do. Or Roger Wolf. Yeah, Roger Wolf, actually, is the better one to demote, I think. Or no. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna send down Bill Swift. No, he doesn't. Oh my gosh, he does. I guess I could keep him. And we could send someone else on, like, Red Lynn. I'm going to send on Bob Carpenter. I want him to work a bit more in the minors and maybe even go back to starting and see what he can accomplish there. So we're now down to 10 pitchers. You get to make the team, Bill Swift. Congratulations. Let's get Soda set up. So, easy stuff first. I don't want potential. I want how good they are right now. Not at batting. Pitching. Mulcahy is very clearly our ace. Followed by Houston. Followed by Blanton. Olsen is equally clearly worthy of being a starter on this team, I think. So the question is, what counts for more? Not Tommy Bridges. No, it's Roger Wolf. I don't know why I would even pause and think that would be a good idea. Tommy Hughes is done. We'll convert him to a reliever and see if that gives him... I'm going to trade him. I can't have Tommy Bridges on this team anymore. He's not good enough. I know you're popular. I think I'm just going to release you. Because here's what happened. We don't have the past things because, yeah. I'm willing to give Bridges a chance to be a reliever. Because I don't have any... I mean, actually, I have several people I'd rather have than him. Not the least of which is Pagogny here. Pagogny. I don't want to just cut him, but nobody that they offered strikes me as actually a good choice. I think I just cut him. I'm sorry the fans are upset about that, but he's past his prime. And now I can have Pagogny, who's a better choice, I think. So you made the roster too. Congratulations, mate. Alright, so back to the pitching. I really like the idea of letting Tommy Hughes be our stopper. And I don't really have another reliever that I would trust more than him yet. Red Lynn, maybe, but I want someone with lots of stamina. So we're going to go ahead and do Tommy Hughes as stopper. We're going to do Bill Swift as long man. And then we're going to carry 3 other relief pitchers. I have 21 position players. I don't need that many. I definitely don't need 4 catchers. So who among our catchers is worth keeping? Mike Guerra is not. Mike Guerra is going right back to the minors because he's the worst. Jordy Hinkle, also not worth keeping. So that's 2 catchers down. I definitely don't need 3 first basemen. I don't think any roster needs 3 first basemen. And LB Fletcher is clearly the worst of them, other than his defense. But to be blunt, I can have Weintraub as our backup on our defensive replacement. He's even a better hitter. So yeah, LB, my dude. Would anyone give me a prospect for you? Give me Bill Butland. Okay. Billy Cox to the minors. Mo Franklin to the minors. Johnny Pesky to the 40-man. Lowry to the minors. Lowry to the minors. And there we go. So, who is our leadoff man, and why is it actually Augie Galan? I think it's very clearly him. I don't see a huge argument to bumping him lower in the order. He's not even one of our better power hitters. So yeah, easy layup choice. Augie Galan's going to be our leadoff guy. Johnny Pesky is going to bat second because he's got a really strong skill set for moving people along. No, I'm actually going to bat Pesky lower in the order. Let's say 7th for right now, because Pete Fox would actually be a better choice. Because he's also really good at getting on base. So we have Galan and Fox there. Who's the number 3 hitter? Tommy Henrik is clearly cleanup. I guess Lindstrom hits 3rd just because someone has to. I mean, it's either him or Dib Williams, and he's better than Dib Williams. Is he? No, Lindstrom bats 5th. And Dib Williams bats 3rd. And the difference is, Dib Williams is slightly better at getting on base. So I'd want him to get a few more at-bats. Pesky hits 7th. O'Day hits 8th. And Billy Rogel hits 7th. Like that. Okay, lineup is set. Taffy Wright, you are my number 1 backup in the corners. Can you play center too? You can't. And you're my number 1 pinch hitter. Jeff Heath is my number 2 pinch hitter, and he's going to back up. Someone's got to be my backup center fielder, so I guess it's going to be Heath, and then Heath will then come down here. Skeeter here is going to be our backup at shortstop, and I think he is clearly a better defender than Pesky, so he's going to be a defensive sub as well. Mahalik is going to be our backup 2B. Actually, Newsom's going to be our backup 2B. Then Mac. I'm going to trade Mahalik because I want a good backup third baseman. Or I could just trade him for literally anything and then promote, like, someone else. Fine. And then I am going to actually go ahead and promote Billy Cox, and he's going to be my backup third baseman. There we go. Backup at first is going to be Weintraub, who's going to be my number 3 pinch hitter. Backup at catcher is going to be Phil Mossey. And that works. I do need some pinch runners. Which I guess is Skeeter Newsom by default, which is kind of gross, but that's how it is sometimes. Oh, also Weintraub should definitely be our backup first baseman defensively too. Copy and copy. Paste and paste. We're missing the heart of the order beat of an offense. But I also would find it very difficult to argue that we don't have one of the best 1 through 6 lineups overall. But I completely acknowledge that we are badly hurting in terms of like a big lineup presence. And so I kind of hope we don't play that well this year. Because that's what we need. We need a lineup presence. Someone to put fear in hitters. Or we could just be really good up and down, I guess. But we could really use like a top tier hitter in the heart of the lineup. Lindstrom is aging. I guess it happens to all of us, but that is something we're definitely going to want to consider down the line, is how to address that error, that issue. Oh yeah, I gotta turn that stupid thing off, don't I? Go away. I forgot to change my scouting budget. I am not over budget. I'm under budget. So quit being a weirdo. Pesky doesn't even crack the top 10? That's an insult, sir. An insult. You will eat those words, sir. What the... Oh, yeah, Billy Cox. Sure enough. I forgot to put him on the 40-man. See you later, Gordy. Game, I just turned off the stupid thing here. Stop. Well, that sucks. Welcome aboard, Bill. Because I'm sure as shit not trusting Bill Swift to be an everyday starter. I mean, I'm delighted he can come back. I just don't really have a role for him unless he's okay at center. You know what? He's a little more useful to us than Tappy Wright. Because Tappy Wright definitely can't play center. So we'll take Sulik back. And then Heath is going to become our number 1 backup. And Ernie Sulik is going to become our backup center fielder. And he can also back up in the corners too. Well, we're starting off 5-23. I got my wish. Sort of. What's going wrong? Tommy Henrik and Freddy Lindstrom and Dib Williams have all decided that hitting is not a thing they feel like doing. Okay. We also have a real bad defense. I don't really feel like fixing them. I just don't want to get fired. Nice job, Tex. Are you from Texas? You are. Good. Otherwise, I would have felt extremely betrayed. You're not part of the starting lineup. You are a very capable backup. And you're not even playing that well. So, yeah. Oh, you'll get what you deserve. What do we got for people here? Tex Houston is an all-star, as is Johnny Pesky. And that's it. And that's probably all we deserve. We're not really having a tremendous season. These just... Ugh. Ted Williams for the Cubs. Joe DiMaggio for the Boston Braves. It just feels wrong. I mean, Jimmy Fox is playing for a Philadelphia team, just not the right one. Because he played for the Athletics. Yikes. Is Lefty Gomez still pitching? Damn, son. Johnny Mize and Joe Gordon on the Red Sox. Rolf on Cleveland. Stan Musial on the wrong St. Louis team. What a weird franchise we have. Game, I have never given you permission to injure my starting pitchers. I can see why you might think that, but hey, Elmer Riddle, I don't know if you're any good or not. Here, Bill, you've earned a spot in the rotation. Have fun. All of a sudden, we don't have enough pitching. We don't have enough quality starters, so that's actually something we're going to have to focus on. All right. Personnel. So the only contract that really matters on the Major League roster is mine. Bob Rhodes is okay, so I'm not going to replace him. We can give him a new contract. Jack Roche is unremarkable in every stretch of the imagination. He can go. Bobby Byrne isn't bad. We can bring him back for another year. Another couple years. Bob O'Farrell is, oh my god, terrible at hitting coaching. He can be replaced, and we're also going to replace Ernie Nitsky. Yeah. So that is done. Okay. Nope. Not even gonna. I'm gonna leave you ghosted. I'm leaving you one on red. That's how I feel about your ridiculous suggestion. How do things look in July? Better. In a lot of ways, and in a lot of other ways, not so good. Augie, I'm overjoyed with you. Don't change. I know you don't look as sexy as some of the others, but trust me. Pete Fox has been a good acquisition. He's a good choice for number 2 hitter. I need a true number 3 hitter. And maybe that's Johnny Pesky, but maybe it's not. Tommy Henrik, you're here to hit home runs, and you're not doing that. That's a bad career choice. Freddy Lindstrom is aging rapidly. And Billy Rogel is replacement level. Well, I can see a couple players we need to upgrade in. Ken O'Day's alright, though. Pitching looks okay. Not ideal, maybe, but okay. Defense has gotten better over the course of the season. Like, I know we're 35 and 50, but I'm strangely optimistic about our ability to turn this around quickly. So, I could do some trading to get some upgrades now, but the question is, are any available? And I don't think there are. What is on the free agent? What is on El Blanco de Trado? Give me batters, please. I mean, you'd be an upgrade over what I've got now. But I'm pretty sure you'd want something pretty big in return. But sure, let's kick the tires on this deal. You actually don't want very much. You are eager to get rid of him. So you can have Johnny Gorsica. Can I get Herb Dusac out of you? Nah, I don't want him. Yep, done. That was a strangely easy trade. I can't say I really get it, but I'm not going to complain. So Billy Cox goes to the minors. Billy Sullivan Jr. gets promoted. And I'm going to throw him immediately into the lineup. Rogel now drops to being the backup third baseman. Sullivan is such a good overall hitter. I think I'm actually going to make him the new fifth hitter. And I think Pesky looks great where he is right now. But he's almost certainly going to get... No, you know what? Pete Fox has a good bit of power. Let's swap Pesky and Fox. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, I frankly don't know why the Browns are so eager to get rid of him. Unless it's just a question of they couldn't afford him. But I mean, they weren't even playing the dude. So yeah, I will take that. You go from below replacement level to way above replacement level. That's always a good sign. Yeah, I'm not that bothered. I'm just going to keep going, thanks. And Mulcahy is going to come back. Bill Swift has not been terrible, but I just think he's better suited to this role. Man, remember how much I struggled about whether to keep him or not? That turned out to be a really great decision to keep Bill Swift. No, I am not giving you my starting catcher, Boston. I am damn sure not taking her 38-year-old crappy pitcher. Billy, you are in the middle of the lineup. You are hitting fifth. That is the middle. How are you like this? Like, this is as middle as it gets, dude. I mean, if you really feel that passionate about it, I can make you my third hitter. There. And actually, Jib Williams is going to bat below Pete Fox. There we go. By the way, when I said I wanted a premier third hitter, it was not intended to be Billy Sullivan Jr. But maybe he's alright. I don't know. I would dearly love, though, to get a real big bat in the draft. You're hitting third! I don't know what else I can possibly do to make you happy. I need you to just shut the fuck up. Oh, because I didn't bump him up against lefties. What a jerk. Just settle down, dude. There is no trade happening. I'm gonna make you the centerpiece of my damn franchise. Pete, don't start. Just don't. I really don't need everyone and their damn brother to start whining at me just because the team sucks. Don't lose contact, Pesky. That's not nice. I just gave you a bigger role on the team. Don't be like that, bruh. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but everyone cannot be in the middle of the lineup. There are only so many lineup spots to go around. I can't bat everyone third. Alright. I better not get fired for this job. Because I have made this team significantly better. Significantly better. And it's only going to get better from here. I just need some time to decide where players should go. But I might get fired, who knows? But I better not. Jeff Heath, just shut the hell up. Just literally stop talking. I'm not saying I don't like you. What I'm saying is that there's not... Like, I probably should have played you over Henrik. That's a mistake. That's on me. And next season, you're going to get Tommy Henrik's job. But I had hoped that Mr. Henrik would have a good season, and he just really didn't. So... But yeah, I have very little patience for you assholes constantly complaining. Cleveland won the World Series, as they should. Alright. Important question, did I get fired? It doesn't look like it. Like, here's the thing. You want me to increase attendance? I need to win games. That is what will get people to show up. But hey, you gave me my extension, which I rightfully deserved. And now we can get the real work to begin. So we're going to be picking, I think... We're picking third overall. Is there a big-time hitter in this draft pool to get excited about? I mean, Snuffy Sternweiss has a really cool name. He wouldn't be a terrible choice, actually. Like, the only player here that had, like, a big, real Major League career in real life, besides Eddie Stanky a little bit, is freaking Gil Hodges. Yeah, I don't see myself taking Gil Hodges. George Matkovich is just a really good defender. That's not really helpful. Pat Series, not that great. I'd love to take good old Snuffy here. Because Dib Williams, quite frankly, was a disappointment. But I'm only picking third overall, and I have a sneaking suspicion that he'll be gone before I get to pick. Nap Reyes was a good hitter, but he's not a great overall player. I'm going to be honest with you. This might be a good year. Assuming Snuffy doesn't fall to me. Is Andy Semenuk that good? No, he's actually terrible. Anyway. This might not be the worst year to not sign my pick. And hopes that next year will be better. Like, the alternative is drafting Red Munger to get another starter, and that wouldn't be terrible. But let's actually talk about what did work and what didn't work this season before we start making thoughts about who we should go for. Augie, this is what I was looking for. You got on base at a ridiculous clip, you scored a bunch of runs, and you even drove in a few. This is what I want from a leadoff guy. You have a job with us for as long as you want it. Billy Sullivan Jr. is, I think, the closest thing to a big-time hitter that we have. Dib Williams was decent, but he took a major step back offensively. Johnny Pesky had a pretty great rookie season. I do hope that there's more to his game than just this. But I'm also okay with what he's accomplished. Oh dear, he was an awful shortstop. Well, I can only hope he gets better at that. Freddy Lindstrom is really aging to the point where I probably need to replace him in the next season or two. Tommy Henrik, I should have played Jeff Heath over you. That's my fault. Pete Fox really played quite well. Could be better, but played quite well. I don't really think the lineup was the issue this season. I think we just missed that big-time hitter in the middle of the lineup. And maybe Billy Sullivan can manage that for us next season, but probably not. We don't have a really strong power hitter, is our problem. We don't have a really strong power hitter. And until we get that player, I think we're going to struggle a little bit. Pitching-wise, I think we did quite well. I'm a little upset that pitchers got hurt, but the rotation did their job. I didn't anticipate Bill Voissel throwing over 200 innings, but he did pretty well. Okay, well is a bit of an overstatement. He did acceptably. Yeah, it was fine. I think this is a team that was unfairly victimized by a couple things that were out of their control. Johnny Pesky costing us a win in the field is not a great look. And I don't think he's actually that bad. I just think he needs a bit more experience at shortstop. And then that'll fix itself. Because his raw athletic gifts, I think, are good enough that he shouldn't be that awful. I don't expect him to ever win a Gold Glove. That's not his job. What is his job is to hit well. And he did that his first year. But yeah, we really need a big-time hitter. And there just isn't one of those in this draft, in my opinion. Except for Snuffy Sternweiss. I would be over the moon if we could get him, but I don't think that we can. I really don't think he'll be available. And from there, it just gets a lot worse. Like Pat Siri, sure he hits for power and draws walks. But he's also incredibly green and is going to take a couple of seasons to develop. That's not a third overall pick in my estimation. A third overall pick either needs to be a generational talent or somebody who so clearly has a generational talent or a major league starter, if not both. And he is neither. Luke Klein is just whatever. George Matkovich has the defense. But again, meh. Butch Neiman at least offers power, but Gil Hodges, Tommy O'Brien, eh? Like, none of these hitters do I look at and say, oh my gosh, they will transform our team. So, it's going to be Snuffy or Busty. That's it. If we don't get Mr. Sternweiss, I'm not going to sign my third round pick. My first round pick, sorry. And we're going to take another shot in the next draft. Because I have a feeling that future drafts are going to be much better. That's what I'm thinking. And then we explore the trade market, maybe. Now, if I do get Snuffy Sternweiss, great. I will 100% sign him. But I won't sign any other first-round pick I get. Like, Nap Reyes is an absolute no. Because he can't defend. And I can't have a player like that. By the way, yes, technically, George Kell is a Hall of Famer, and he's also arguably one of the worst. So, in case you thought I forgot about him, I didn't. I'm just choosing to ignore him. If our team were, let's say, would I take Hodges third overall? No. I don't think so. It's too important a pick to fuck up. And I'm not saying Gil Hodges wasn't a great player. He's arguably one of the best to ever play baseball to not make the Hall of Fame. But I just look at him and I go, not third overall pick material, I don't think. So, do share it down in the comments below if you think there's another player in this draft pool that is worthy of going third overall. Next season, I think a full season of Billy Sullivan, a full season of an improved Johnny Pesky, potentially a bigger role for Jeff Heath over Tommy Henrik. All of these things could have a profound impact. And just players bouncing back would be good. We could get a better year from our starting pitchers. Cy Blanton in particular looks really bad. Just because he missed a few starts. So we'd ideally like that to be fixed as well. But yeah, and I'm sure we're going to get better in the draft. I'm just not going to waste a third overall pick on a player who's not going to be transformative. Stuffy Sternweiss absolutely would be. Then I could trade Dib Williams and get an improvement at another position. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please remember to like, comment down below, maybe even consider subscribing. But until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.